something on my mind.
It's that time of year again. It's springtime, it's festival season, so I'm playing around with a little bit of color for this ombre liner.
I'm feeling sober. You see a little in a
To begin, I'm going to use my Natasha Denona primer. This is my current favorite. And for my foundation, I'm also using a current favorite. This is the Water Foundation by Tarte Cosmetics in the color Medium Tan Sand. And you guys know I love the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but lately I've been using two colors. I'm using Ginger first to conceal any darkness, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Custard just to add a little bit of brightness. Next up, I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and use the pointy end to just blend this all out and just really brighten up my face. This will give it a little more dimension so it's not all that one foundation color. I do want to add a little bit of contour to this look, so I'm going to take my trusty Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation in Y505 and just adding this to the hollows of my cheeks, a little bit around my hairline, and the tip of my nose. And as usual, I'm just using the round end of the Beauty Blender just to blend this all out and really soften it up. And before I move on, I'm just going to go in and set my concealer under my eyes with a translucent powder. And to add a little bit more warmth to my face, I'm using this really soft bronzer by Too Faced just to go over my contour areas. Again, nothing too crazy. It's just kind of a light, warm color. And I'm actually not using blush for this look. Instead, I'm going in with this Revlon palette. It's like a pearly, icy pink shimmer highlight strip palette. I don't even know what to call it, but it's really pretty. You can see that just gave me a nice, soft, pearly highlight. Before I move on to the eyes, I do want to touch up my brows a little bit. I'm filling them in very, very lightly just to cover up any bald spots and just make it look a little more polished. Moving right along to the eyes, I'm going to go in and apply the Benefit Stay Don't Stray primer. Just with my finger, I'm going to pat that in from my lash line up into my crease and blend it out. And actually for this look, there's going to be no shadow. Instead, I'm going in with this powder from Tarte that I'm just going to press into my lids just to give it a nice smooth look. And for the liner, I'm using the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette, but I'm mixing with the Makeup Forever Aqua Seal, which is going to give me that nice waterproof opaque color. So I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. And the first color I'm going to mix in is called Fastball. It's a really pretty peachy coral shade. For this first color, I'm using that angled liner brush just to start at the very inner corner and pat that color in just about to the halfway point of my lash line. And you can see the line is just thick enough for you to see the color, but it's not too thick. You also want to have a makeup remover wipe handy so that you can clean the brush between colors. And again, I'm going to add some more Aqua Seal to the back of my hand. And the next color that I'm mixing in is called 1985. This is a really true sort of metallic magenta color. And I'm starting where I ended the last color and first mixing the two together so that I get that fade, that gradient from one color to the next. And then just following the line the same way I would with any winged liner look. So for this color, I'm going to stop right where my lash line ends, and you can see I've got that nice gradient from the peach to the magenta. Now let's move on to the purple. Once again, I'm cleaning off that brush with the makeup remover wipe and adding a little more of the Aqua Seal to the back of my hand, and the next color that I'm going to be using is called Beat Down. This is a really pretty violet shade, and the first thing I'm going to do actually is map out the shape of my wing again the same way I would with any winged liner, and then go in and fill in sort of the tail of the winged liner. So I'm basically just going to keep filling this in and checking it out to make sure I have the proper shape. And you guys know if you have deep set eyes or semi-deep set eyes, it's a little bit more difficult to map out a nice winged liner. So keeping my eye open and looking down into the mirror, I'm just going to keep adding and shaping up that wing. At the same time, I want to be sure that I am blending the purple with the magenta, again, to get that nice, smooth gradient.
Baby, I'ma blow your mind, no hesitation.
On the other side, once again, mapping out the wing first, making sure I have the right angle and the right length, and then going in and filling it in, trying to keep as much symmetry with the other side as possible. And since there's no eyeshadow for this look, if you do mess up the wing, it's pretty easy to fix it. Just take a clean angled liner brush, wipe it on your makeup remover wipe, and just go in and clean up whatever you need to. It's pretty easy. Alright, now that I've got that down, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Super Skinny Pencil in Sharp Brown, and I'm just going to line the inner rim of my top lash line just to kind of create a nice, smooth look. Sometimes when it's not filled in, you see the skin in there, and it just doesn't look like a finished look. And for my bottom lash line, I'm going in with the color Flame. It's a really pretty, shimmery, fiery copper color, and I think it goes really nicely with this look. So first I'm going to apply, and then just with my finger I'm going to blend it out. I want this to be pretty soft. I don't want it to stand out too much. Alright, time for mascara. I'm using my go-to. This is the Maybelline Push-Up Drama Mascara. And I'm focusing most of this is a black mascara, and I'm focusing most of it on the outer corners, both on my top and bottom lashes. So I want to make the outer corners of the lashes look really long and extended, and then the rest of it I'll just kind of paint them darker with the mascara, but I'm not going to run it through them so that they're longer. I'm really focusing the length on the outer corners. And for the lip, I want to keep it really simple, so I'm using this very pretty blush nude shade, also by Maybelline. I'm just going to apply this first and then go in with my finger and sort of blot the edges so it doesn't look too perfect. And that completes this springtime ombre eyeliner. I love this look. I hope you guys loved it too. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and of course be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching.